Happy Thursday. Finally getting around to making this video. I usually try and knock them out in the morning, but I've had a lot going on today, so better late than never. At least that's how I look at it. All right, so check it out. Got the workout done today, did legs. That went all good. I was a little tired from not getting enough recovery from riding several days in a row, but hey, I'll take it. Got through the workout, went a little bit further on my squats today, so that's going well. I'm gonna take the goods with the bads. You know, the form's not that great, but whatever. You know, everything else, I mean, heck, the back workout, it all went good. I'll take it. Tomorrow I will be off, and then we go right back into deadlifts on Saturday. So maybe I'll get up and run or ride. I don't know. I want to do something earlier in the morning to get my legs kind of, you know, just loose and get a good stretch in before I hit deadlifts on Saturday. So I don't know. I'm gonna play it by ear, or play it off the way that I feel. And then, you know, if I feel good, then, you know, I'll go forward. You know, I'll push hard. But if I'm not feeling all that good, you know, I'll rest that day. So we'll see. Okay, so what I had on my mind and what I'm gonna start doing and what the recommendation that I'm making for the Endomorph is this. I am going to start, maybe in a few days. I'm not sure how I'm gonna start, but or what day I'm gonna start. But what I'm looking at doing is, you know, maybe going out purchasing like zucchini, squash, onions, you know, just all of these like thicker vegetables. And I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it in raw form or if I'm gonna cook the vegetables. I haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna try and only consume veggies throughout the daytime. So my eating window is 10 to 6 p.m. So probably all the way up through maybe like the first 6 hours, I'll probably have vegetables. Maybe I'll throw a meal in there halfway. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to save my little bit of carbs for my last meal. Because what I've noticed is that when I have my last meal and it's a big, huge filling meal, I just tend to get through the fast a lot better at night. I don't get hungry before I go to bed. I'm, you know, usually staying up kind of late, unfortunately, because my partner is on a weird, you know, schedule. So if I want to spend time with my partner, I usually have to stay up later, which I don't really want to do. I want to be in bed by 10, but it's just, you know, proven to be impossible as time goes on. But you're basically just trying to save those carbohydrates, which, you know, the only way that you could save those carbs pretty much is to eat the foods that have the least amount of carbs, which is the vegetables. You know, leafy green vegetables, or, you know, non-starchy vegetables. So carrots probably aren't going to be the best thing. I do like carrots though, because carrots are satiating, but the only thing about carrots is they are a higher carbohydrate vegetable, and the reason why is because of the sugar content in them. So that's just a little tip. I'm gonna do my best to, you know, try and work that in. I don't think it's gonna be the easiest thing because of glycogen, especially on my workout days. You know, your body wants that glycogen. Your body wants to restore liver glycogen. And on the days you work out, especially if you're coming off of a fast from the night before, your glycogen is already really low. And if you're doing cardio and all this stuff early in the morning like myself, and then not eating until 10 a.m., you know, you're gonna be very depleted. So, you know, trying to go all day with just eating vegetables, I'm probably gonna need to, you know, hand pick the correct vegetables in order to do that. So I'm just, like I said, I can only take this stuff one day at a time, and it all is something that I need to play with. Back in 2013, when I cut to 10% body fat, I was doing apples in the morning. So those restore glycogen because apples are high in sugar, very high in carbohydrates, and they at least trick your body into thinking that you're getting all these, you know, all this food and all these calories, but in all reality, you're not. But because of the sugar content, you actually feel much more satiated than you would eating vegetables. So, like I said, maybe the whole thing with the vegetables won't work out and I have to go back to the apples, or, you know, well, I don't know, we'll see. But if I were you and I'm trying to go in the intermittent fasting route or the no dinner diet route as a way to increase fat loss, I think that it's most important, especially if you're not eating, you know, higher carbohydrates. I think it's very, very important to save those carbohydrates for later in the day. You know, if you're a meat eater, you can eat protein throughout the day. I'm not a meat eater, but if you are, you can eat protein throughout the day. But, you know, at your last meal, I think you need to be trying to get higher protein, higher carbohydrate, like your highest carbohydrate meal of the day, and a lot of veggies in that last meal. I mean, like a big, filling, satiating meal for that last meal. So, hope this information helps. Enjoy your day, and happy Thursday.